Happy Valentine's Day, Money Vikings. Thought I'd do a funny one today about why I heart Bitcoin, right? Okay, so I'm gonna do top 5 reasons why I love Bitcoin. And I think those of you out there that have added Bitcoin to your portfolios will understand. So the first reason I love Bitcoin is that it is finite. There is only so much of it. And that will make it more valuable over time. That is the superpower, the superhero power of Bitcoin that I always come back to. Every other asset can be manipulated and the supply can be increased to serve the wants and the aims of others, whereas Bitcoin cannot. More stock can be made, more money can be printed, more houses can be built based on policy. Although constrained, in fact, more real estate can be made available. More gold can be mined and forced into the supply chain. Every other asset you can think of can be added to. So that's the main reason. That's one of the biggest ones. The second one, number 2, the second reason I heart Bitcoin is that it is decentralized. Everything in the world that is centralized and has an authority that oversees it has to make compromises and has to do politics and has to placate to various interest groups. Whether you're a CEO, you have powerful shareholders. Whether you are a government official or in charge of a country, you have to make sure that the economy is healthy. And if you're a developer, you're going to want to keep developing and adding to your empire. And so if you own part of that asset, whether it be fiat currency or a stock or part of real estate or whatever it is, there are others that can change it. And the fact of the matter is no one can change Bitcoin. The code is set. The code is set, in fact, in stone in Satoshi's white paper. And that will forever be the code. So that's the second reason that I love Bitcoin. The third reason I love Bitcoin has to do with the current moment we're in and why I tell people it's not too late. It's actually the beginning. So Bitcoin, I've been involved with it, Jerry and I, for maybe 7+ years, something like that, in and out, dabbling, experimenting, and learning about it. And there is something different about where we are now. The whole world is adopting it. And you can see it happening. If you do some research, you start deep diving into what's happening. Something like 29 states in the United States of America have legislative proposals to add Bitcoin reserves. The US federal government has various committees and working groups within Congress and the Senate that are looking at digital asset rules and regulations and looking at developing a Bitcoin strategic reserve or a crypto reserve. And so my point is, the third reason I love it is that the world is adopting it, and large institutions and large companies are taking it on, and BlackRock is buying it, and BlackRock clearly sees it as part of a well-diversified, resilient portfolio. So that's the third reason. The fourth reason I love it is I think I really enjoy, in some ways, the ethos of the community. So I heart the community. And the reason I say that is, and I don't consider myself like some big player in the community of Bitcoin. I'm really a personal finance blogger and YouTuber. I do all things, I talk about all things investing and building wealth. It's not just Bitcoin. But the energy and the enthusiasm and the passion around the community of Bitcoin is really palpable. It's very inspirational, to be honest. And if I was in my 20s, I could totally see the draw. I would have felt like the world has already been accounted for. I've been locked out of housing. I've really been locked out of some of the good jobs Harder and harder to see it seems to find a good job, harder and harder to start a family. And so something like Bitcoin that can be a store of value and can be a long-term addition to wealth, it can really help that wealth accumulation process kick into gear maybe 10, 15 years earlier than it normally usually would. I just see that very valuable. So I can see the passion, I see where it comes from in the community. So that is the next reason. The last and final reason I will say that I heart Bitcoin is that we, for better or for worse, we are entering a massive digital and AI age. And I think everyone can feel it. That has good and bad, like every technology. You know, nuclear has good uses and bad uses. You know, it depends on how humans use it and what their intentions are. And the same goes for the AI digital world that we are all part of now, and I think will continue to accelerate. I think on one hand, it has the potential to end a lot of suffering in the world. I really believe that. If, you know, someone really can't help being born into a third world banana republic country with a dictator that just terrorizes the people and keeps them under his foot. But maybe with technology, there will be a way for common people, everyday people, to fight back, push back, have some sovereignty or some agency in their own life. And so I think Bitcoin is part of that future. I really do, because it has to do with the ability to build wealth across borders, the ability to build wealth without owning a gold mine or picking stocks that can be hit or miss, or buying real estate that most people are locked out of. And so that is the fifth and final reason. So with that, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great Valentine's Day. I love that you watch the channel. I would love it if you'd like and subscribe and share the channel. That would really be helpful. Have a good one. Take care of yourself and take care of each other.